morning, everybody. Here we are again. It's Sunday morning. Time for Sunday morning cartoons. Tinkle tunes with your pal Major. The coffee's on, it's hot, and so am I. Yeah, fresh out of bed. First thing I do, wander over to the hi-fi and I plop on some wonderful, sweet, subtle sounds. Gonna get the pancakes rolling pretty soon for the kiddos. This morning I wanted to talk about one of my very favorite artists. A little bit of diverting from the, not really, I talk about stuff that is of the ambient, new age, soft jazz, everything in that kind of category. So this doesn't really divert from that path, so to speak, but it's not piano-centric music. I'm not always going to talk about piano music, so this artist specifically being a phenomenal guitar player. He was picked up on that oh so famous, wonderful label I talk about all the time, Windham Hill Records. I believe he was kind of just hitting the pub scene and singing and playing his virtuoso guitar, and was noticed by William Ackerman, who was one of the co-founders of said record label, and saw him playing around the bar scene and stuff like that in and around San Francisco and Mendocino County and places in Central and Northern California. I believe this artist, he's from Sacramento originally, but of course made his career in and around the Bay Area and Northern California, and was running around with all those incredible new age artists of the day. We're talking late 70s through the late 80s. This is a man by the name of Michael Hedges. Rest in peace. Michael Hedges died in 1997, unfortunately, in a fiery auto crash. Sorry to say. Guess he was driving home late night, slippery road. Car went off a dangerous curve and plummeted down a very steep embankment. Killed him instantly. So, of course, sorry to say it, sorry to hear it. Way back in '97, so he was born in the late 50s, so he lived a fairly fruitful life into his late 40s or whatever, and let's talk about his playing, his guitar playing. This album is called Arial Boudaries. It's my favorite by him. He put out a ton of albums throughout the late 70s, early to mid 80s, and even into the 90s. This one happens to be my favorite. This one showcases his playing style and his overall sense of like all-encompassing know-how of the instrument, and his ability to be able to kind of mix in, other types of genres and other types of ideas, and so it's not just a straightforward, just kind of like soothing jazz and new age odyssey. It's got some more pop sensible moments, and I definitely have been told by others too that this is probably his most accessible and his most well-known album. But yeah, just virtuoso guitar player, like I said, lots of incredible technical playing, finger tapping, all types of really cool, not gimmicks, but you know what I mean, just kind of those really neat little like flourishy and wonderful things that guitar players are capable of when they're good at their instrument. And boy, this guy, he sure is. But he can also write a tune, you know what I mean? He's not just playing just to hear himself play. It's not one of those kind of like overdrawn, like, is that really necessary? Do you need to be all over your fretboard? Like, he's very, it's very tasteful, very tasteful. Knows how to compose a song. It's not just to showcase his fantastic, you know, technical abilities. And that's what a lot of, you know, these genres, sometimes you get those types of virtuoso players where it's like, is this really just a platform to watch you solo? You know, like, that's not what we're interested in. You know, maybe some people are, but that's what YouTube videos are for these days, right? What a fantastic album from beginning to end. The opening track is the title track, and it is just a thing of beauty. So if there's anything that is, you know, if you guys want to check out on this album, it would be the title track, Arial Boudaries. This one came out in, I want to say 84, I believe. Pretty sure it was 1984. But yeah, the album just keeps going, just, you know, a subtle masterpiece. And there's some kind of like heightened moments where it's a little bit, like I said, more pop sensible, a little more upbeat, but more or less you're getting just kind of like a very steady flow of just very, you know, soft, beautiful acoustic steel string guitar playing. Yeah, kind of a goofy looking hippie dude. In and throughout the 90s, you know, he had the like long dreadlocked hair and was just like, you know, rings all over his fingers, and, you know, really into that kind of lifestyle and whatever. I found a copy of this. I've had like 10 copies of this, because every time I go digging it like a Goodwill, of course this is in every bargain bin, no one gives a shit about it, and I'm always trying to get a more pristine, more primo copy. I came across a pristine copy with his motherfucking autograph on it. So it's not autographed to me, obviously, it's to somebody named Bob, but I have an autographed copy by this, which I think is really neat. So yeah, 1984, Arial Boudaries. This is the album I'm highlighting today on our little Sunday morning Tinkle Tune Odyssey. Everybody ought to check this out if you like, you know, mellow sounds, but especially if you are a guitar player or you appreciate guitar music. Wicked cool. The whole A side on this is just like primo, fantastic. The A side is just amazing. At least about 5 tracks, ending really cool with an homage, kind of a cover track. But I'm not sure if he does the instrumentations all on that song. Or no, right there he has the very famous Mike Manring, also a Windham Hill artist, who has his own albums and stuff. He plays fretless bass, and he does a cover track of Neil Young's After the Gold Rush. All instrumental, no vocalizations, and of course Michael Hedges playing the guitar, and Michael Manring playing the fretless bass. And on his fretless bass, he is playing the line of the vocal part line on his fretless. And so really interesting, really cool cover. First time I ever heard it, I was like, this sounds really familiar. What is this? Oh yeah, I know what this is. And you just kind of, you want to hear Neil Young's voice singing that song, and in place of his voice you hear the really wonderful, really smooth up and down of the fretless upright bass. Really cool addition to this album. So yeah, I hope everybody's having a nice weekend, getting lots of rest and relaxation. Everybody should get a chance to check out this album, Michael Hedges, Arial Boudaries. It's well worth the $1 you will have to pay for it. Like I said, it's one of those things that people don't give a shit about. They're not hunting for it. Nobody cares about it, which is asinine in my opinion. It's loaded with all these albums by, you know, these labels that I bring up that nobody cares about, you know, Windham Hill and Narada and Cuck, and a lot of these labels that are just amazing. Check out these artists. They're super underrated, and there's little bits, even if you don't consider yourself like, I'm not into soft jazz, I'm not into new age music, fucking dork, you know, like, dude, there's bits and pieces in there that I'm sure you'll appreciate. And like I said, its accessibility is just so widespread. So if you have a family, or if you have roommates, or whatever your life situation may be, like this is something that you can spin in the common area, you know, where everyone's gonna just really appreciate and enjoy it. You know, so not everyone wants to listen to your hip hop 24 fucking 7. You know, not everyone wants to listen to your fucking black metal all the time. So put on some stuff that's, you know, gonna please everyone's sensibilities and everyone's ears. So I like to keep things short and sweet on these Sunday mornings. I gotta get the kids up and I gotta get the pancakes rolling. So thanks again for joining me throughout the week. Again, this has been my Sunday morning Tinkle Tunes, highlighting the artist Michael Hedges and his album Arial Boudaries. So must have. Check it out, y'all. Have a great week. Love you all. Keep spinning your records. Keep them clean. Do what your mother told you to do. Peace be with you.